Alright, yeah, you guys, so today I have my fellow, Saint Elite with me, Jason Todd.
Yeah.
And I have a special guest with me, Saint Z3.
What up?
We all just watched some hentai together, and we decided to make a video.
And today we'll be discussing, we'll be doing a versus match, not, literal versus match, but compare two series, Yu Yu Hakusho and Rurouni Kenshin. So we'll break it down into four, sections: characters, arcs, flaws, and fights. So the first one we'll be doing is arcs. So, you want me guys to start it off?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, in my opinion, I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho, this would go to, Yu Yu Hakusho, because Yu Yu Hakusho has the Dark Tournament, and it also has Chapter Black, which is two of the most legendary arcs in Shonen, and also contains two of the most, well-known and, best written villains of all time. And, for them to play a huge part in both of those, arcs, plus the other arcs, like the first one, where we have, Yusuke trying to get his body back and stuff like that, they're all enjoyable arcs. Whereas, Rurouni Kenshin, is mostly known for Kyoto, and not many people remember anything after that because of the filler in season 1 of the anime, and the whole season 3 of filler. So, not a lot of people got to enjoy the arcs of Rurouni Kenshin. The only one they fully got to enjoy was Kyoto, and that, kind of demoralized the series, in my opinion. So, arcs would have to go to Yu Yu Hakusho for me.
X.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So I guess for arcs, I mean, I rewatched both. For Hakusho, Dark Tournament, I always thought was the best arc in the series, but then I rewatched it and I realized that, for me personally, I didn't get into it until I got to Team Masho, when they faced Team Masho. And then with Chapter Black, I thought it was just a better arc overall. But then when I watched Kenshin, like, the Kyoto arc, they were so solid, man. Like, everything was so good about it. And my opinion is that Kyoto arc is better than anything I've seen in Hakusho, like any arc I've seen in Hakusho. So, and then I have to also consider the Jinshu arc from Rurouni Kenshin, which was almost as good, but I thought Kyoto arc was a little better. For Hakusho though, I also forgot to include the Three Kings arc. I thought that was pretty good with all the paths of the different characters. And then I thought the fights were some of the best in the series, to be quite honest with all you people. So, I think I'm gonna have to give arcs to Kenshin over here, but just by a small margin.
Alright, I'll probably give arcs. Let's see, let me break this down first. Alright, first, both series, their first couple of arcs, let's admit it, weren't that enjoyable.
Yeah.
So, it basically goes from Kyoto and Dark Tournament when they start picking it up. And Kyoto was good, I think it was better than Dark Tournament, but I thought Chapter Black was the best overall arc in between the two series. And the Inishi arc, it was good too, but then he had the Three Kings Saga, which is very underrated.
Yep.
And so, I think I'm giving this arcs to Hakusho, because I think Chapter Black was just, it was better. It introduced something different to Shonen, with the psychological aspect to it. And people be sleeping on that. It basically revolutionized Shonen with that arc, kind of. So I'll give this to Hakusho.
Alright. So the next section we're talking about is characters. And I guess I'll go first again. For me, damn, this is going to shit, man. Wow. Huh?
I'll go.
Alright, yeah, you go.
Alright. Characters, I break it up into 3 categories. Main characters, side characters, and villains. Main characters, I give it to Hakusho. That's the 4 against the 4. That's Hiei, Yusuke, Kuwabara, Kurama. I think they're better than Kenshin, Sanosuke, Saito, and, no, not Saito. Kenshin, Sanosuke, Yahiko, and Kaoru. Side characters, I give to Kenshin. That's Saito, Aoshi, and all of them over, like, Keiko and Koenma. I give it to Kenshin. Then villains, I give it to Hakusho because Toguro and Sensui are better, in my opinion, than Shishio and Inishi. So that's 2-1 Hakusho, so I give it to Hakusho.
Can I go next? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Jason Todd. It's pretty much how he said it was main characters, side characters, and then villains. For main characters, I think it goes to Hakusho. Even though I think Kenshin is probably a better main character than Yusuke, when it came to the other three, at least when it came to Kurama and Hiei, as opposed to Yahiko and Kaoru, as with the Three Kings arc, like their development just went up through the roof when we saw their past. So I think main characters, I'm going to give it to Hakusho. Side characters, I mean, when I include Saito and Aoshi, I think that's pretty much a clear-cut winner for Kenshin. And then with villains was pretty tough, but I think that Toguro and Sensui have a slight edge over Shishio and Inishi. So I'm gonna give villains to Hakusho. So I'm gonna say overall, it's definitely Hakusho.
Okay, main character, without a doubt for me, Kenshin. You know, the side characters, you know, like the four, the side characters go to Kenshin too. And the villains, I'd have to say go to Kenshin. Because I feel like, even though, you know, in Yu Yu Hakusho, there were, you know, two of the most significant and, most dangerous villains of all time, I guess, in Shonen, there were solid villains in Kenshin with a lot of great henchmen. For example, Shishio and Sojiro. Now, Sojiro, of course, is a villain in the series, until the end of their fight. And Shishio surrounded...
Question.
Alright, go ahead.
Would you say Sojiro is better than Elder Toguro?
Yes.
Really?
Yo, whoa.
The older one, the one that can stretch his body and shit.
Yes,
The white one.
he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably say that.
The thing is, you know, Shishio surrounded himself with people that were almost equally as evil as he were. You know, so it was like solid villains with great henchmen. And with Enichi, he had all those, I think, what were the names? The 6 comrades. They're the ones that attacked the Kenshin group and, you know, pretty much, you know, fucked over Kenshin and tried to kill everybody that had association with him, even the slightest bit of association. So that takes a lot of guts and, you know, some evil shit. So I feel like the villains would go to Kenshin.
I don't know, man. I mean, I really like the way the way the Toguro brothers did what they did to Bui and Karasu. How they didn't want to work for the Toguro brothers, but they had no fucking choice.
This isn't an easy, you know, fucking argument, man.
They had no choice
debate,
but to work for the Toguro brothers.
This isn't an easy comparison.
Like,
the third one would be flaws.
Wait, hold on. I got
debate, son.
Man, what? I wanted to comment. Nah, I just wanted to say something real quick on characters, but whatever. So it's alright, go ahead. Hello? Hello?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. Oh, shit. Okay, so alright, so, I mean, when you brought up henchmen, as much as I like to preach that, I totally forgot about it. But when I think about it, like, I think it goes without saying that probably the best henchmen in the series were at least for Hakusho, were, the Sensui 7, like the fake ones that weren't his personalities. When I compare them to the Jumbo and Gatna, especially Sojiro, Anji, and Usui, and then when I go to the Jinchu arc with Gaian, because I thought Gaian was the best one out of those 6 comrades, those 4 I think are the best those 4 are the best henchmen in the series. And when I just compare them to the ones in Hakusho, I don't think Hakushos are just as good as them.
Hey man, but technically speaking, man, Toguro was working under Sakio.
Hey man, shut up! Don't bring this shit up.
Therefore, Toguro and he beats every other henchman ever.
Hey, fuck
man.
this. Hey, yo.
So,
Hey yo.
I mean, now that you brought the henchman, like I'm not so sure. I would say Sensui and Toguro are better than either Shishio or Inishi, but the henchman, I feel like Kenshin's got that, so.
Yeah, man.
I think I'm still gonna give it to Hakusho because it's the main villains, you know what I mean? And they're the ones that are most spotlighted, so. I think I'm gonna stick with my initial ruling of Hakusho, even though you still brought up the henchman. But I still thought that was a good discussion.
Okay. The third section will be flaws. And now this, I guess we'll be weighing which one has more flaws. And, who wants to go first? Cause I'm not sure I can.
I think Sam should go first since he just watched both series.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know, both of these series I think are pretty well written. Even from both the manga and anime standpoint, but I think Hakusho has more flaws. And here's why, because I do have problems with Sensui's plans. Now, I don't want to extend this video any longer than it needs to be, so I'll try to make it as brief as possible. Basically, I felt like his whole plan at the end, where he was looking for a redeeming factor in his life, as opposed to him just wiping out the entire human race, I thought that there was a lot of conflict and a lot of contradiction into how he carried it out. And with the Dark Tournament, like I said, when it came like to the writing of the arc, I didn't really get invested into it until I got to Team Masho. Even though the fight with Chu was pretty good, I thought the fight with Chu was pretty good, but until they got to Team Masho, especially when they fought Jin, I really didn't feel like that was a pretty strong arc. And ironically for some people, not many people like the Three Kings arc, but ironically for me, I actually like that arc a whole lot. And like Jason Todd said, it was very underrated. I thought that the writing was pretty good in the fact that, we found out that Yusuke had demon blood. We saw the past with Hiei and Kurama. The fact that Yusuke lost that tournament, I thought was pretty good. Makuro's and Yomi's and Raizen's past, how they went along with their lives. So I would say that the writing in Hakusho is probably strongest in the last two arcs. And when I compare that to Kenshin's, I mean, it's really hard for me to find a flaw in Kenshin's writing. I guess there were some annoying characters like Kaoru and Misao and Yahiko initially. But I would definitely say the highlight of the series is probably Kyoto. And really, I really couldn't find anything wrong with the series, like if I were just to look at it arc by arc. Maybe there were missed opportunities in Kenshin, but I just feel like Hakusho's just weighed it down a little more. So I'm gonna go with flaws for Hakusho. Yeah. Damn, that was long shit. Sorry.
Alright, no, it's good. It's good. That's good. Jason, you wanna go next or you want me to go?
You could go.
Alright, for flaws, man, I feel like, this would have to go towards, probably Yu Yu Hakusho. Cause, you know, like Saiyan said, it's pretty hard to find a flaw in the writing of, Rurouni Kenshin. And the only thing I can really imagine anyone saying about flaws is, you know, the annoying female characters. The only one that wasn't annoying was, Megumi, and she was hardly around.
And Tomoe.
And Tomoe, yeah. And, the only thing something else somebody could say is the repetitiveness of, you know, certain people's, attacks, I guess, or, you know, their character, because, for a while I wasn't a big fan of Sano, until like late Kyoto and early, Inishi, because the dude had got on my nerves pretty much all throughout the series until then. And, that's pretty much it. Like, the only thing, like Saiyan said, is missed opportunities. Like, they had some opportunities to, you know, make fights longer, or, you know, go in depth with, certain people's backstories, something like that.
Yeah.
But overall, you know, at the end of the day, Kenshin is still not a masterpiece, but a really, really, really great series at the end of the day. Like, I feel like if they would have went into details about certain people's backstory, it could have either made the character better or it could have ruined the series. Not the series, but the character overall. So I feel like it's pretty solid right now, and the flaws would mostly have to go to Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh shit. Alright. Flaws. Yeah, I think Kenshin wins this one too. Because I could see a lot of people would say that Hakusho is too repetitive with tournaments. Even though, like I say before, each arc is there for Yusuke's growth to learn something new and like basically challenge his morality every time. But I can see how that can get kind of repetitive. And Kenshin, when you look at it from a just pure writing, like the story, it's really hard to find a flaw in it. It's really hard. And damn, I don't know. These are both very well written series.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess Hakusho can get repetitive, and a lot of people say that some characters are just useless in Hakusho more so than Kenshin. So I might give this round to Kenshin too.